In Nigeria, President Bola Tinubu has asked protesters to suspend their movement following days of violent rallies. Demonstrators want the government to reinstate fuel subsidies to help reduce the rising cost of living and implement judicial reforms. Tinubu says he's introduced new policies, but they will take time to improve conditions. Dozens of people have been arrested and several killed since the protest began on Thursday.
I understand the pain and the frustration that drive these protests. And I want to assure you that our government is committed to listening and addressing the concerns of our citizens. But we must not let violence and destruction tear our nation apart. Let nobody misinform and miseducate you about your country or tell you that your government does not care about you. Although there have been many dashed hopes in the past, we are in a new era of renewed hope.
Well, Ahmed Idris is live for us in Nigeria's commercial hub, Lagos. Did the president meet the demands of the protesters?
Well, basically, in his speech, President Bola Tinubu spoke about the economic reforms his government is undertaking and the results they are having. But what I can tell you is that he did not address the fundamental demands of the protesters, which is the reversal of the fuel subsidy, as well as the reversal of hikes in tariffs for electricity and the privatization of self-government organizations that led to the current state of affairs in the country. The president insisted that very soon that people will start seeing the result of these economic reforms in the country, but people are really desperate for relief, and that is why they are going to continue to demand for quicker reform, quicker action, government action, so as to ease the pain. They talk about being hungry, they talk about insecurity, they talk about the general economic outlook of the country, which is, according to protest organizers, is bleak at the moment. So right now, the protest organizers have been meeting since yesterday, and we expect them to come out with a statement after the president's address. But what we're seeing here at the main master point here in Ojota, this is the few demonstrators who have gathered for today's activities here at Ojota, the designated post of the protesters. We are not sure whether or not this will build up, but I can tell you the security presence here is 10 to 1 to the number of protesters gathered at this venue.
OK, obviously the president said that he's not going to reinstate petrol subsidies at this stage. What's likely to be the reaction? Are we going to see more whole-scale protests against this?
Well, the protests have quietened down in many parts of the country. In Lagos here, there used to be 3 designated locations for the protest, but over time we've seen these reduced to 1, and this is what we're seeing this morning here in Ojota, which is the main protest grounds for the demonstrators here in Lagos State. In other states where curfews have been imposed, things have quietened down a little bit, but people are watching closely what's happening here in Lagos and the reaction that will come after the president's address. It's too early to say what the reaction will be, because many people have been at home listening to what President Bola Tinubu was saying in his nationwide address. And another place to look out for is the capital, Abuja, where even yesterday there were activities there, like people demanding action, and the day before we saw the continuation of violence there, tear gas being lobbed at protesters in the Federal Capital Territory. We don't know how this will develop, but definitely we expect the response of the protest organizers anytime from now.
OK, thanks so much. We'll keep a very close eye on how things play out there. That's Ahmed Idris for us in Lagos.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.